Oh, g'day. Keithy here, thanks for joining me again. It's been a little while since I've done a video, guys, especially when it's out the yard. You definitely haven't seen me running around doing all that kind of naughty stuff that I do when I was much a young fella. Anyway, today, what are we here for? Okay, I'm standing in front of the Ryobi mower, so I'd love to have a little bit of a yarn about what this is and why the yard is so filthy at the moment. So we probably should get into that if you guys want to give me a hand. Just make yourself a cup of coffee, drink of water, whatever it is you want to drink. Grab a good seat and we'll go and get into what we're going to do. Well, we couldn't go without checking this out.
Staring at the fires now. G'day, Keithy here. G'day, Keithy here. G'day, Keithy here.
Alright, so you're probably standing there or sitting there thinking, what the hell are you doing, Keith? You've had this mower for a long time, hasn't it kicked the bucket yet? Well, it's nearly kicking the bucket at the moment, actually. Surprised that it still works. This thing here would have to be at least 10 years old, if not a bit more than that. I don't have the exact date because I can't remember when I bought it, but it was definitely over 10 years ago. That's pretty good testament for an electric machine, especially Ryobi, which are a very good brand. Of this age, you know, all of the battery powered stuff was sort of only at its very beginnings about when I bought this thing. So not too many people had these things. They were still giving you a little bit of curry if you had a Ryobi battery operated mower, and you still had to have 2-stroke to be the going rate. But this thing has definitely proved, and I mean, it still works. It's just looking like it's getting very, very old and starting to see its age. I mean, you can see here I've had to use tape to hold this thing together. It's starting to show its age. It's bending and breaking and whatnot. And that's to be expected with all of these plastic bits up here of, I don't know, 10 years old or more, with a life in the sun as a mower, of all things. So it has done pretty good. I mean, to still hold itself is pretty impressive. Does it operate? Yeah, it operates, but you've got to have happy fingers. If you use this side here, it doesn't want to start. You have to use this one here now in order to get it to actually operate. And I don't even know if it's going to play. Oh, you got to use this one to make it start for you. So it does still operate, albeit, as you can see, I've taped it up quite a bit. And now we're getting to that point where it's got not much life left in it before it's time to go and get a new machine. So I thought we'd give this one a little bit of a see you later, which we can do now. Everything else still works, mind you. It's a shame to get rid of it, but I'll show you why. So as you can see here, the time has come to get a new machine. Give this one a little bit of a break. Time out. I might see if someone might want that for another kind of machine because the engine inside of it still works. So that might not be the end for this one, but it's certainly going to be the start for this one. So what is this one? This is, very basically, it's the brand new version of that very mower itself. This is sort of the base version Ryobi 36 volt mower that you can actually buy now in the shops. So we're going to have a bit of a look at that. But what we're going to do, I'm going to do an unboxing. I'm going to do a put it all together video for you guys. I'm going to do that separate to this. So all I'm going to do here is I'll just rip it out, show you a couple of little bits about it as I'm ripping it out, and then we'll focus more on actually using it in the yard. And what we're going to do too is we're going to give this fella a last farewell for himself. We'll give a couple of extra laps at the end for this fella so we can compare how they both operate. Mind you, this one has been used already and this one is brand new. We'll just put them together side by side and see how they go. So I'll get the old one out of the road for now, build this one up, and then we'll get them going. All right, a couple of little bits here. I'll show you around this and then we'll do the opening. Okay, so here they are together, new and old. This old girl still only just operating, about to have her last flight now. This old girl, the new one. I just showed how we put it all together, and that only took about 5 minutes, if that, to do. It was quite a simple little job, considering I've never done this machine before, and obviously this one here, it's been 15 odd years since I've done that. So what we're going to do, just to give homage to this old girl here, we'll give her a couple of laps of her last go, and then we'll put her down, put the new one up beside her, do a couple of laps around here, finish the yard off, and see how they compare with each other in the same yard on the same day. And then this old girl, provided she can do the job, is going to be the new champion of the yard, and this one can be let down and have a bit of a rest for herself. So I'll get that all set up now, and we'll give this one a go first. Okay, so you can see here, I'm buggered. It still performs all right for what it is, but it is at that age and at that stage now where it is having to be held together literally, especially while I'm doing my laps of the yard around here. So we've done a couple of laps with the old one. Let's get the new one on and do the same thing. I'm going to keep the screen off the front like I have with this one as well, because that's how I mow. I mow it straight onto the ground. So I'll get that set up now. So if you can hear me coming through this area before with the other mower, it actually revved up quite a lot to get through that area, whereas this one sort of seemed to get through just a little bit easier. So there we go. That's the central part of the backyard done. You guys watched that. What are your thoughts on the difference between the two? I might go have a drink, knock over the side part just here, and then we can have a bit of a chat about it. So we did pretty good there on the front yard. Let's use the second one to start off the back, and then we'll finish it off with the old original one. I love it when you get traffic. As expected, no issues. I'll put this one away, get the old one out for a last little run around. So there we have it. We've just done a bit of a test on both of them at the same time while checking out the new Ryobi 36 volt, the basic level lawnmower. And I've got to say, I was rather impressed by this thing, as you guys saw while you were riding along there with me. Do I like this thing better than the old one? Or do I think there's some things that could still be improved? Or do you think that they've done better with the old one and should just leave this one as it is? I think it's done very well. There are some things you can see that they have changed over the years. For example, up the top here, you can open up these two little clamps here and push things closed, although it is a little bit different to operate. And I will get familiar with that, no doubt.
12 seconds later.
This is something that I will get familiar with.
3 weeks later.
But I'm finding trouble to get the thing down. Once you get it to move, it seems to move okay. That's one of the gripes that I've got with this machine. Otherwise, it's easy to open and it'll be just as easy to put in to the back of the car as the old one was. So I'm very impressed with that. Now, thanks for hanging along to watch the video, the last video of this old one here. It's been a bit of a ride, but it's time for it to go and find itself something useful to do somewhere else. If you like the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that magic stuff there, guys. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you watching this video, especially given what I've got going through at the moment with the cancer treatment. So today is one of those rare days where I have enough energy to do something like this. I'm buggered right now, I'm not gonna lie. And the amount of times that I stopped to get a drink of water while I was recording that video with you was quite intense. But now we're done. We've proved the new and also proved that the old one was still pretty good right to the very end. Thanks for coming along, guys. I'll see you next time. Take care and say hi to your mum for me.